Welcome to the Blood of Baal, the second book in Psychic Awakening. Book of 4, I believe, is coming out. So we've had the Eldar, now it's time for the Blood Angels and Nids. My predictions, third book, with the Dark Angels and the Grey Knights. Grey Knights are going to be back on form, they're going to be stronger than ever. And then book 4 hasn't been announced yet, not that I'm aware of anyway. And I reckon we're going to see Space Wolves and Orcs. That's my personal opinion. Just throwing it out there. Will the Lion come back? And will the Wolfen get better models? I don't know. And will Liam and Ross come back? Those are the two big questions for myself. Alright. Let's go through the book. Hi everyone, it's Ross here. This is my messy hobby room. So, stacks of books in the background. My messy stack of paints goes on for quite a bit. You lucky people get to see my mess. I'm here with the Blood of Baal. So I pre-ordered this. I picked it up today from my local hobby shop. Got to support your local. Always support your local. Or else you're going to play games eventually. Can't wait for this. So, my two armies that I play are Blood Angels and Tyranids. And guess what's in the book? Auxiliary rules for Blood Angels and Tyranids. So, at the moment I think Blood Angels were a bit underpowered compared to the rest of Marines. So this book isn't a codex for Blood Angels. It's a supplement. Bolt-on rules, bringing Blood Angels in line with the rest of the Marines. That's Blood Angels is my main love. That's why I bought the book. And I may have accidentally bought this guy as well. So I picked up a load of bits back along to make my own Mephisto. And yeah, this has turned up, so that's been chucked to one side for another 10 years probably in the bits box. So Mephisto, whatever you want to call it. He's wicked. I love the pose. And it comes in two different poses. One on the front, which is quite vampiric. One on the back looks pretty badass firing a pistol shot, but I think that looks quite gothic. I'm going to go with that. That's the only pose I'm going to do it with anyway. But what you've come here for is this. So I'll get straight to it. So, a shadow deeper than night. So inside you will find the story of Warzone Baal and its noble defense of the Blood Angels against the alien horrors of the Tyranids. I love that on the back as well. Lovely. So, a host of auxiliary rules for Blood Angels and their successor chapters, including stratagems, updated data sheets, and new psychic powers. Additional rules for creating high fleet adaptions, along with bio artifacts, brood name generators. Cool. Alright. So, cracking open the book. I'll show you the contents there. Always pause it and have a look. So you've got a lot of information on a red feast. It's about the Great Devourer. So it's all about the Nids. Their journey. And Warzone Baal. So lots of fluff about previous fights with the Blood Angels, even the Flesh Terrors. So the good old Flesh Terrors, led by Gabriel Seth there. Predator and Prey section, so another story. Some amazing artwork. I really like this picture here. So this is part of this psychic awakening. This is book 2. And most people already be aware, in this picture here, not only do we see the awesome Mephisto model, we also see Death Company Primaris Marines, which is quite exciting. So you've got a new mission, Echoes of War mission, delaying action. Looks quite nice. Wow, look at that. Nicely painted. Okay, so we have a little blurb on the Chief Librarian Mephisto. All about his past, how he was once Calazarius before falling to the Black Rage. New data sheets on Mephisto. So he is now movement 7. Same weapon skills and ballistic skills as before, 2 up. Always been a boss like that. Strength 5 as before. Toughness 5 as it was before. Typical Primaris trait, he has an extra wound now, so he's wound 6, making him a bit more survivable. And now he has 5 attacks. So he had 4 before, 5. So with his melee weapon, his sword, it's strength times 2, so he's strength 10. Don't forget you get +1 to wound, being Blood Angels if you charged, have been charged, heroically intervene, stuff like that. So yeah, if you're against a knight, an Imperial Knight, you're still wounding it on 2s, which is nice. So hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s on most things. This guy's a boss. I used to take him all the time when he wasn't Primaris. Now he's Primaris, I'm definitely taking him. So I can't see anything else that really changes for this guy. So he still has his frag grenades, crack grenades, plasma pistol, which never supercharge. I did it once in 10 years, dead. Yeah, instantly slain. That's great. So basically, movement 7 gets an extra wound and an extra attack. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's wicked. So he is a power level 8, which is pretty nice. And which makes him 145 points. 145 points for this guy. It's money well spent. I'm definitely going to use this guy in every Blood Angels list I have. I did previously. I definitely will now. So, Shock Assault is now in play. So all Marines that have this ability, when they make a charge move, are charged or perform heroically interventions, add 1 to their attack characteristics. So if Mephisto is charging him, he has 6 attacks. I like to put the quickening on him, giving him an extra D3 additional attacks, so potentially 9 attacks. Pretty nice. I mean, you can use Red Rage on him. an extra D3 again. Sanguinor, extra 1 nearby, that's 13 attacks. There's a couple more things you can do to get additional attacks. And also, in the Assault Doctrine phase, so in the 3rd turn, so you always start off in Devastator, then you can move into Tactical, and then you can move into Assault Doctrine. You can have an extra 1 in combat, and an extra AP of -1. So he could potentially have 14, maybe 15 attacks for this guy. And the sword is D3 damage. It's quite a lot of damage. And it's AP -3, which is insane. But when you're in the assault phase, the assault doctrine, it's a marine killer. Primaris marine killer. So your average D3 is 2. You just killed like a full unit of marines. No problem. Hitting on 2s, wounded on 2s. Average dice roll on damage is 2. It's -4 to their AP. They're not getting a save. That's a unit gone. They're all gone. And not too shabby against tanks either. Or in Imperial Knights. So, you've got Doctrines now, which is nice. So you've probably heard of Doctrines, and I've just briefly mentioned it. And that is literally just to put them online with all the other Marines that are there at the moment. So Devastating Doctrine, like I said, you've got to start off with. It improves the armor penetration value by 1, which is really nice. So your last cannon's now additional 1. Tactical Doctrine for the 2nd turn, rapid fire and assault weapons, extra AP. So your Marines, your Primaris Marines, AP -2. It's really quite nice. But all the other Marines that have been out recently, so Salamanders, Iron Hands, Raven Guard, all that stuff, already has this stuff. So it's not breaking the game, it's just putting them on par with that. Because Iron Hands aren't broken, surely. That's pretty cool. So you got your Bolter Discipline, which was previously a beta rule, which most people probably already know already, but I'll cover it anyway. So if the model has a rapid fire bolter, so a Marine with a rapid fire bolter, a target is within half the weapon's maximum range, it's an additional shot. If it's a rapid fire 1, it now has 2 shots. If it's a rapid fire 2, it now has 4 shots. So it doubles, it doesn't add an extra 1, do apologise. If you remain stationary and you're infantry, you also get the same benefit. If you're a Terminator, a Biker, Centurion or a Dreadnought, you always get it. Which is nice. And standard, they should know no fear. So you can basically take your morale check twice. So if you fail the first time, roll it again. Because they're wicked. Alright, okay. That's pretty nice, pretty nice. What else have we got? We've got Astaroth. So Astaroth hasn't changed much other than litanies. Okay, so litanies of hate. Which is pretty nice. So all chaplains now that are coming out with codexes, things like that, have litanies. He still has his Mass of Doom. So once per battle at the start of your movement phase, this model can chant the Mass of Doom. Roll 1d6 for each enemy Blood Angels infantry within 6 of this model and apply the result below. On a 1, Frenzy Death Throws, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Okay, that's bad. It's dead, dude. But it's not the end of the world. Because on a 2 to 5, you could have until the end of the turn, when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon, has an extra 1 to the hit roll. It's pretty cool. And on a 6, they have a 4-up save, and they have an extra 1 to the hit roll. So, worst case scenario, you lose a dude. Well, if it's a unit of 10 Death Company, losing a guy, and you get to pick. So, you're not going to take the hammer out. Which is pretty nice. So, he has Litanies of Hate. So, Litanies of Hate If this litany is inspiring, you can reroll hit rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by models in friendly Blood Angel units whilst they're within 6 of this model, which is pretty nice. So, he knows the Litany of Hate, which we just mentioned, and 3 other litanies from the Litanies page 58. So I will go to the Litanies page 58, and I'll talk about that. Page 58. Right, so Litanies of Battle. So, we already said he knows the Litany of Hate, which is pretty cool. But there's also a Litany of Faith. Blood Angels unit within 6 of this model will lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound. And roll d6 on a 5-up. That wound is not lost. So it's not cumulative with similar like the standard or the sacrifice relic. Okay, so doesn't stack. Situational, probably won't use it. Okay, we have a Litany of Fire. So select 1 friendly Blood Angel unit within 6 of this model. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by model in that unit against the closest enemy unit, add 1 to the wound roll. Okay. So shooting stuff that you're closest to, great. Might not want to put it on Death Company because you might want to charge that unit. So if the deep striking, maybe put it on, wipe out the nearest unit, and then attack the thing you actually want to. So get rid of all those screening grots, things like that. We have a Litany of Rage. Select 1 friendly unit within 6 again. When resolving an attack made by a melee weapon by model in that unit, on modified roll of a 6, you can make an additional attack. That's nice. So you think Death Company again. Love my Death Company. So they have quite a few attacks. You can get like 5 attacks pretty comfortably. They get an additional tax on 6s. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of 6s there. So unmodified roll of a 6 as well. We have 1 of Strength. So if this litany is in effect, add 1 to this model's attack and strength characteristics. So it's only going to work on the guy that can use the litanies. So Astaroth himself is going to be pretty boss. So we said it's going to add 1 to the model's attack and strengths. So his base attack is 4, so it'll be 5s, and charging would be 6s. And strength is 5 now instead of 4. The Executioner's Axe adds 2 to that. So it'd be strength 7. So you could go against the normal tanks, so as long as it's not like Land Raiders, things like that. So it's going to be wound on 4s, which is okay. It's okay. We have 1 of Focus. Select 1 friendly Blood Angels unit within 6 again. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model in that unit, add 1 to the hit rolls. Yeah. You could put it on Devastators. You could put it on my favourite unit, which is the Hellblasters. Who doesn't like Hellblasters? That's right, Tom, I'm talking to you. You love Hellblasters. And Hate. Okay. So add 2 charge rolls made for friendly Blood Angels units while they're within 6 of this model. So it's not a Blood Angels unit. 4 friendly Blood Angels unit within 6. Nice. So that's pretty cool. Adding 1 to your charge rolls. In addition, when a friendly Blood Angels unit makes a pile-in or consolidate within 6 of this model, models in that unit can move up to an additional 3 inches, 6-inch pile-in. So really wrapping around tanks, things like that. Yeah, and they're not going to be able to get out of that. That's pretty cool. And 1 of Destruction. So select 1 unit within 6 of this model. When resolving an attack made with melee weapons by model in that unit, an unmodified wound roll of a 6 that has armor penetration of -4. Take that, Gene Stealers. That's wicked. So yeah, Death Company now, Gene Stealers. Wonderful. Like it. It's good. So we have Lamartes, another old classic character. He hasn't changed much. He has litanies now, which is nice. So he knows Litany of Hate, which is pretty cool. So it's the re-roll hit rolls. So most chaplains, I think, would probably get that now. And he knows 2 other litanies. That's pretty cool. So you can only recite 1 litany it knows once per battle round. Okay, whereas Astaroth can recite 2. What is Astaroth? Astaroth, he's a great model. I've always loved the model. But I always thought it was a bit pricey. So now Astaroth comes in at, wow, 105 points. 105 points is nothing. I would take this guy pretty much as an auto-include. That's wicked. He can do it quite a lot. I mean, he's not going to be tank destroying, but he does boost you guys. So he's got the Redeemer of Lost, because I like to use Death Company quite a bit. They automatically pass morale checks when they're within 6 inches of him, and that's why I always took him. Because when you've got a big blob of Marines like that, there is a chance of runaway. Marines normally don't run away. These guys are crazy. And so Lamarte's now is a flat 100 points. So for an extra 5 points, you can do an extra litany, which is nice. His ballistics is slightly better. Astaroth is 2 up rather than a 3 up. It's the same weapon. Lamarte's does have an extra attack. Yeah, okay. They both have a 4 up save. Astaroth has a 2 up regular save. So for 5 points, I'd say go for Astaroth. It does look like a cooler model. He really does. Yeah, 5 points. So you got your Terminator Chaplain. So he hasn't changed much. It's got litanies now, which is nice. Regular Chaplain, Primaris Chaplain. The same other than litanies. That's in the Space Marine Codex. Death Company Intercessors. No, that's nice. That's worth putting on the camera. So check that out. It's not bad. Get closer. Okay. So there's not much points difference in these guys and a regular Intercessor. Trouble is they are in the elites section. They're not in troop section. But with your Black Rage, so you get an extra 1 to your attack characteristics when charged, have been charged, all that stuff. They also have a Feel No Pain effectively on a 6, which is nice. So when they're in the elite section, you will be getting so much CP. And how often is that 6 up Feel No Pain work though? Hey ho. So they are 18 points per model. Okay. So your regular Intercessor is 17 points a model. For 1 point, you have an extra attack in close combat, and you have a 6 up Feel No Pain. So yeah, you might be losing CP, but if you don't need them in certain games, that's nice. That's a nice little bump. It really is. So when you start stacking some of the Blood Angel abilities up when they charge, especially in the 3rd turn, those guys, they're quite tactical really, even though they're supposed to be crazy fools in black armour. It's pretty cool. So you got your Repulsor Executioner. So you guys have probably seen that before. You've got a Captain in Phobos armour. Lieutenants in Phobos armour, Librarian in Phobos armour, Sanguinary Priest. So not much has changed on these guys at all. Intercessors, Infiltrators. Not much has changed there. Let's have a little ganders at some painting. Nice. So all units excluding servitors in Blood Angels detachments gain the Red First ability. That's pretty cool. So when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon, In a turn the model made a charge, add +1 to the wound rolls. So that's the same as before. But you now also get, when you charge, you add 1 to the advance rolls or charge rolls. It's pretty cool. So trying to make that 9-inch charge, got that a little bit easier. That's pretty cool. It's only an extra 1, but it helps. So while in the Assault Doctrine, so turn 3, the unit with Savage Echoes can make an extra attack. So I did previously mention that, and it does stack with Shock Assault. That's pretty nice. So you've got 5 attacks normally, you're charging in, you get another attack, and if it's in the 3rd turn, you get Savage Echoes, which is another attack. That's wicked, yeah. But it does mean you've got to survive turn 3. No pressure. Okay, so got a couple more Warlord Traits. We've got the Litanies, which you already know about. And Relics as well. So I'll go with Warlord Traits. You have Shoot and Fade. At the start of your shooting phase, you can select 1 Blood Angel Phobos unit within 6 of this Warlord. So fairly situational. If you don't use Phobos that much, probably not going to use this. After shooting with that unit, you can move as if it was the movement phase. That's pretty nice. Okay, so we have another one, Lord of Deceit. At the start of the first battle round, before the first turn begins, select up to 3 Blood Angel Phobos units on the battlefield, remove them from the battlefield, and set them up as described in the deployment section of the mission. That's pretty cool. Get in different places. Probably not going to use it. Haven't really been using Phobos that much. So Master of the Vanguard. So Phobos. In 6 inches of this Warlord, add 1 to the advance rolls and charge rolls. That's pretty cool, especially if it stacks with the old Rev First ability. Having 2 extra inches movement is pretty nice. The Stealth, when resolving an attack made against this Warlord, subtract 1 from the hit rolls. I like that. I like that. Okay, so it's going to work on Phobos characters, as all the Vanguard Warlord traits do, but that's pretty nice. It keeps them alive a bit longer, unless it's flaming weapons, salamanders, yeah, flames for days. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Target priority. At the start of your shooting phase, select 1 Blood Angels Phobos unit within 3 of this Warlord. So quite small. At the end of that phase, when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon, add 1 to the hit rolls. That's nice. That is nice. Marksman Honours. Add 1 to the damage characteristic of ranged weapons equipped by this Warlord. Does not work on relics or grenades. Ooh. Okay, right. So, stratagems. So I'll pick out a couple of these. I won't go through the whole damn lot. Transhuman physiology. We now get it. Blood Angels now get it. Other Marines had it for a while now. So it's 2 CP. When using this stratagem, when a Blood Angels unit from your army that's not a vehicle or a servitor is the chosen of an attack, to the end of the phase, when resolving an attack made against a unit, unmodified wound rolls of 1, 2 or 3 always fail. It makes them more survivable. It's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so we have rapid fire for 2 points. Use the stratagem at the start of your shooting phase. Select 1 Blood Angels Intercessor Squad or Death Company Intercessor Squad. Your rapid fire weapons are now rapid fire 2, so that's an extra lot of shots. So you are rapid fire 2. If you do manage to get the rapid fire off, it's 4 shots per dude. It's a lot of shots. It's a lot of shots. Probably not going to use it all the time, but when you really need to get that screening unit out of the way, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Refusal to Die for 1 CP. Use this stratagem after a Death Company unit from your army is chosen by an attack. Till the end of that phase, when the model in that unit would normally suffer a wound, roll a d6. On a 5-up, that wound is not lost. For 1 CP, yes please. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Okay, Chalice Overflowing. Use a stratagem in your movement phase. Select 1 Sanguinary Priest unit from your army, which I normally bring 1, extra 1 strength again, is always nice. Until the end of the turn, that unit can be uses a Narthicum ability, I can't say it, 1 additional time. So the thing he's got on the end of his hand, the drill, where he takes the gene seed, you know, and he tries to bring someone back, you can use an additional time. So for 1 CP, okay, in addition, this unit can target a friendly unit even if it has been targeted previously this turn. Yeah, so you can use it twice on the same unit. So you lost 2 Helglasters, well worth trying to bring them back, so why not? For 1 CP, yeah, definitely. Okay, Explosive Judgement. For 1 CP, use a stratagem in your Sheen phase, select 1 Sanguinary Guard unit, which I love. Until the end of the phase, when resolving an attack made with Angelus bolt guns or a model in that unit, you can re-roll the wound roll if the target does not receive the benefit for cover. That's nice. So you're ignoring cover, and you get to re-roll the wound rolls. So, yeah, that's nice. Digging people out before you get to the big meaty thing that you want to charge, not just pesky grots or something. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So there's loads of stratagems. 8, 16, 19, 23 in total. That's pretty nice. So I won't go through all of them. I will. You can see that. That's pretty cool. That's a lot. That's the first. That's the second. So that's what you got, guys. I don't know how much you can see of that. Well, there's plenty out there to pick. Wicked. Okay, so you've got new disciplines. For those Space Marine Librarians seconded to the Vanguard operations, so these are the Psychers with the Phobos armor, I believe. It doesn't say. Before the battle, generate the psychic powers for Blood Angels psychic models that know powers from the... Okay, yes they are. Yeah. Okay, so you have Shrouding, Soul Sight, Mind Rays, Temporal Corridor, Tenebrous Curse, and Hallucinogen. Okay, so Hallucinogen... You can cause people to subtract 1 from the hit roll. That's pretty nice. And then we have Shrouding, Ward charge value of 6, range 18 of this Psycho. Ooh. Until the start of your next Psychic phase, enemy models can only shoot that unit if it's the closest target. Or they're firing Overwatch, which would be probably the closest target. So okay, I'm really going to get some Phobos on the table. So the Relics of Baal. Okay, so we'll go into this. Decimator. So a model armed with a master-crafted bolt rifle only. Replaces the rifle and has the following profile. So range 24, assault 3, strength 5, AP 2 for 2 damage. Okay, do not suffer the penalty for advancing and firing with this weapon. Pretty nice for assault 3, it's pretty handy. Wrath of Baal, so Sanguinary Ancient model only at the start of your movement phase. Add 2 to the moving characteristics of models within 6 if they have a jump pack. That could stack nicely, so you could have 3 inches technically if you're in the charge. which is pretty cool. Oh, this is my favourite. I did spot this one previously. Biomantic Sarcophagus. So Librarian Judgement model only. They're nice models, believe me. Not a Librarian you're easily going to get rid of. Add 6 to the range of psychic powers. Yes, that's powerful. That is powerful. So you smite, further, anything else. Brilliant. Brilliant. In addition, once per turn, and this is the best bit for me, gives me in dice. In addition, once per turn, when a psychic test or denying the witch test is taken for this model, you can reroll 1 of the dice. So I'm about to get that perils, I can reroll 1 dice. Because if you reroll 2 dice with certain abilities, like charge rolls, things like that, you can always get it worse. Or exactly the same if you double ones. I've done that before. Alright, so my relic jump pack, I have previously rolled double ones, followed by double ones. Yay! We've all done it, I shouldn't blame the dice. It happens. Okay, Figure of Death. A model armed with a Crozius can replace this Crozius with same type, range, melee, strength +1. I think Crozius, are normally strength 2, possibly. It's AP 2, 2 damage. When resolving an attack made with this weapon on successful wound roll, target is terrified until the end of the turn, in addition to any normal damage. Okay, whilst the unit is terrified, subtract 2 from the leadership test. So, alright, I don't think its strength is the same as previous, because I'm pretty sure the rest of them have +2 strength, but -2 to leadership can be pretty nasty. It's pretty cool. Gleaming Pinions, jump pack model only. This model can charge in a turn in which it fell back. In addition, when rolling a charge roll, add 1 for the result, so you can get even more speed. So there's a lot of things in this book that get Blood Angels up the board faster when charging, and I like that. I like that. It's more of a guarantee to get into combat. The only trouble is, there's a few of these abilities only work turn 3 onwards. So you got your special issue war gear. So you've got Adamantium Mantle. So kind of like salamanders. You get a 5-up Feel No Pain basically. Artificial armor, so same as before. 2-up save, and then a 5-up invulnerable save. Digital weapons, so old school digital weapons, been around for a long time. A model with this relic fight, so you can make 1 additional attack, which is always nice. When resolving that attack, if the hit is scored and the target suffers 1 mortal wound and the attack sequence ends. That's nice. So when a model with this relic fights, it can make 1 additional attack. When resolving that attack, if the hit is scored, the attack sequence ends. That's a bit of a weird way of saying it. Does that mean the person doesn't get to attack back? I don't know. Flesh Render Grenades. So you can replace your grenade with this relic grenade. It's not a holy hand grenade, that would be amazing. It's a grenade type 3, strength 5, AP -3, 2 damage, and when resolving this attack, the target does not receive benefit to cover. That's nice. That is nice. Okay. Right. What else do we have in this book? So we do have a name generator. So you roll 2d6. That's pretty cool to generate some names. Very Blood Angel-ish names. Travolta, Lorenzo, Villarin. So yeah, okay. And you got some Flesh Terror abilities, Warlord Traits, specific stratagems, which is pretty cool, and some relics. Now we go into the Tyranids section of the book. The Tyranids section. Okay. This section contains new and updated rules for Codex Tyranids, including relics, stratagems, and a name generator. Okay, so we have bio artifacts, stratagems. So the bio artifacts, you can have the resonance barb. Sorry. Okay, so psycho models only. You can attempt to manifest one additional power in your psychic phase and attempt an additional deny. That's pretty cool. It's not bad, it's not bad. We have the Venom Thorn Parasite. So, a model equipped with Strangleform Cannon or a Heavy Cannon. When it shoots, do not roll the dice when determining the number of shots, i.e. heavy weapons D6, so you roll normally, that's how many shots you got. Now you have a straight up 6. So if it's a D6, you have 6, if it's D3, you have 3. It's pretty cool, bit more of a guarantee. Xenogenic Acid, for example, you have a model with Toxin Sacs only. This relic replaces the Toxin Sacs, so when resolving a melee attack made by a model with this relic, an unmodified wound roll of 5 up inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target in addition to any other damage. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So there's a couple more on that page, and then we go straight to the stratagems, and there is 16 stratagems, new stratagems for Tyranids. It's pretty cool. Right, I'll go with Synaptic Channeling for 1 CP. Select the High Fleet Psyker from your army, so High Fleet. So if you're Kraken, it's got to be the Kraken one, for example. Into the end of that phase, that unit knows all the psychic powers known by friendly High Fleet Psychers that are on the battlefield. So it knows all the other spells in its spell book, or whatever the Nids use, that are on the battlefield. So if you wanted to use Catalyst, you can nick Catalyst from another. That's pretty cool, if you didn't have it previously. Okay, so for 1 CP we have Aggressive Adaptation. Use this stratagem in the fight phase when an enemy is destroyed as a result made by an attack by this model in your army. Until the end of the battle, improve the armor penetration characteristics of melee weapons that models in that unit are equipped with by 1. So his AP -1 is now AP -2. Yeah, put that on Gene Stealers. Yeah, so you have AP -2 in all your weapons after you kill someone, and they do kill stuff, which is pretty nice. Does that mean when they have rending claws, they're going to be crazy good? Crazy good. Nothing's going to stop that, like it needs to. 1 CP, we have Feeding the Hunger. Use this stratagem in the fight phase. When a horror specs from your armies choose to fight, at the end of the fight phase, when resolving an attack made by this model, you can re-roll the hit roll. So until the end of the phase, you can re-roll all hit rolls? Doesn't say that, it just says you can re-roll the hit roll. Okay, I think that may be worded wrong, I'm not entirely sure. Don't know how you read into that. The hit roll? Should it be hit rolls? So I'm assuming you can re-roll all hit rolls. Tell me if I'm wrong, please. Okay. We have Symbolic Devastation. Use this stratagem at the start of your shooting phase. Select 1 exocrine from your unit, from the army. Until the end of the phase, that unit is treated as not having moved in your movement phase. So if you do need to get to where you need to get to, spend this 1 CP and they can shoot twice and get +1 to hit. That's really good. That's really good, because sometimes people just get out of the way, moving the tanks out of the way that they do for me when I'm trying to shoot with an exocrine. I really do love exocrines as well, but they generally get hit by last cannon fire all day long. So there's some real nice stratagems in here. That's pretty cool. Stratagems to improve gargoyles, which is nice, because they don't see a lot of table play. I have 1 for 1 CP, which in the movement phase, when a unit rippers in your army set up on the battlefield, as long as that unit remains stationary. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon against that unit, -1 to hit. So Rippers, if you're like me, you don't use them in combat. You literally stick them on an objective and you like deal with it. So that's nice. So if they're sitting on the objective, -1 to hit rolls. And that's nice, and that obviously will stack with your Venom Throats as well. So -2 to hit those guys. Once they're hit though, they're dead. But yeah, they've probably got that objective. So stuff on there, really quite cool. Okay, so we have High Fleet adaptations next. So the Tyranid race is a single super organism. Oh wow, I really can't speak today, can I? Preying on the entire galaxy. Yet, like the variable nature of its biohorrors, each High Fleet has an expression of the Tyranids' adaptations. Right, so we have Adaptive Exoskeleton, Termagant, Hormagant, and Gargoyle models with this adaptation have a 6-up invulnerable save. Nice. My gaunts die all the time, but that's what they're there for. That is what they're there for. So, that's cool. That is not bad. Or would you like to make a adaptation? Biometal. Improve the armor penetration characteristics of all Siving talents by 1. That's pretty cool. So when you make your High Fleet adaptation, I believe you can select, yes you can select 2 different rules from this list. So kind of like when you make your own Space Marine chapters, it's the same basic rules. Paint whatever you want your ninjas to look like and tell them I'm using High Fleet. Because that's the noise they make. No, pick a cool name, don't make that stupid noise. And then pick 2 rules. So 6-up invulnerable save's nice. I mean, you can give a 5-up feel no pain save to these guys, but 6-up invulnerable might be better in certain circumstances. I don't know, probably go with the 5-up feel no pain to be fair, because it's just irritating, isn't it? Because no one's going to shoot those guys with multi-damage weapons, are they? Metamorphic Regrowth. A model with this adaptation regains 1 lost wound at the start of your turn. That's cool. If you're using all Carnifexes, some flying Hive Tyrants, Hell Hive Guard, whatever you want, put them at the back. Every turn you don't kill them, they're bringing back another wound. Prey Sight. If a monster in this unit has this adaptation, makes a charge move, is charged or performs a heroically intervene. To the end of the turn, when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon, add 1 to the hit rolls. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, if you're hitting on 3s, now hit on 2s. It's really nice if you're close combat. Why wouldn't you? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 adaptations. So you can pick 2, any 2 you want, any combination. Thematically, it'd be pretty cool to make, because there's quite a lot of like biometal, adaptive exoskeletons. You can make mecharachnids, technically. So if you're into your 30k, you might have heard of mecharachnids. So they're like metal versions of Tyranids. Don't really know what they were, to be fair, but considering Tyranids eat things and they adapt to it, maybe they're metal, but I don't know. I'm reading crazy things into that. So people are going to put me straight, I'm sure. But make whatever you want. If you want to make your whole army chrome, yeah, why not? It's different, it's eye-catching. You play you. So we have Adaptive Physiology. So this is... If a Tyranid's character is your Warlord, rather than determining a Warlord trait for your model, you can instead pick one of these. So we have, when resolving an attack made against this unit with an armor penetration weapon of -1 or -2, it has characteristic of 0. That is enhance resistance. That's pretty cool. So your Warlord can have enhanced resistance. You could have dynamic camouflage. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon against a model in that unit, instead of receiving the benefit of cover, add 2 to the saving roll instead of 1. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Unless they have AP for days. Loads of stuff on here. Amazing stuff. Adrenal webs. When this unit consolidate, it can move up to 2d6 instead of 3. That's crazy. I like that. That's very, very cool. Oh, okay. So, like I said, if your Tyranids character is your Warlord, rather than determine a Warlord trait for that model, you can instead select an adaptive physiology on a Tyranids unit as well. So you could use these instead of on your Warlord, so you can't have both by the sound of it, you could put it on an infantry unit. So infantry could be Hive Guard, for example, so you can make your Hive Guard, which is probably going to be behind a wall, something like that, probably won't have dynamic camouflage. You can also pay to have them on monsters. That's nice. That's nice. So my exocrines that get shot off the table, if they do have a little bit of cover, which is very hard to get cover for those big mothers, you can have +2 to save and roll. No, that's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. The adrenal webs I would love to put on Gene Stealers. 2d6 instead of 3 when it consolidates. That's scary. That's flipping scary. You can also spend a CP to do that on another monster or infantry. Progeny of the Hive. So you can do that on 2 units, which is very, very nice. Darmok Symbiosis. This model has a 5-up invulnerable save. In addition, if the model has a damage table, which is considered to have double the number of wounds, for the purposes to determine what row to use the damage on. So if you've got your big beastie and it gets knocked down a peg or 2, sometimes your shooting or attacking can change. And they don't have an invulnerable save. Once again, I'm thinking of exocrines. That's nice. That is nice. Yeah. So, Progeny of the Hive for 1 CP before the game even starts. I'm having 2 exocrines and those guys have invulnerable saves. I'm tired of those las cannons. Right, yeah, loads of stuff on here. I'll have a real good dig in this. High Fleet Psychic Powers. Right, so we have Behemoth, Kraken, Leviathan, all the good old usuals. I love Macronus. Macronus is great because people do not expect shooty nids. And if you fail your psychic test within my Warlord, you're going to perils, because I love that stuff. So they have Symbiosis Storm. So warp charge value of 6, specifically for Kronos. Select 1 Kronos unit within 12 of this Psycho. Until the end of the turn, when resolving an attack made by ranged weapons by a model in that unit, a hit roll 6 scores 1 additional hit. So, okay, if I've got a full unit of warriors nearby, which I do quite like warriors if I've got a prime, because hitting on 3s is better than 4s. If I keep still rerolling 1s because of Kronos, 6s score additional hits. Nice. You don't roll an additional hit, it's an additional hit. So it's already a hit, and you get another hit already. So you still got a wound. That's good. Less dice rolls the better, and more potential hits. So I do like Kraken as well. Who doesn't like Kraken? What Nid players never use Kraken? So Gene Stealers, Kraken. Always Kraken for me. Always Kraken for me. But you can, whatever works for you, but love Kraken. Kraken on Nids. On Gene Stealers, sorry. Get right up the board. Rolling 3 dice for advancing, picking the highest. Still get a 1. So Kraken, Synaptic Lore. So walk charge value of 5, so it's quite easy to work. Select one enemy unit into the end of the turn. When a charge roll is made for a charge made by a friendly Kraken unit that targets that specific enemy, you can re-roll the result. It's nice. That is nice. So these Unitarians have moved up the board, moved 18, 20 inches because they got some jank. Then you're going to roll for a charge and you fail. You get to re-roll the charge value. It's nice. It's really, really, really nice. So you've also got a name generator for NIDs, and they're not all noises like that. Once again, it's 2d6. You've got words like the dark, shadow, echo, caustic. So you roll your first 2d6, pick one randomly. We have the writhing, and then we have tendril. Okay, so the writhing tendril. So you can make your own Warlord, and it's now the writhing tendril. That's pretty cool. I mean, anybody could have made that. It didn't have to be GW stuff, but the fact they've put this in here, it's quite fun. It's quite fun. Obviously, it's not set in stone. You can make names for your characters all day long. But yeah, there's a couple of points changes as well. Like Hive Guard dropped a couple of points, not a lot. Exocrines have dropped points. Okay, so your Smash Captain, when you go back to Blood Angels, has gone up in points, but things like Mephisto have gone down in points. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So, I've waffled on enough. There's loads and loads of stuff in here. If you are Blood Angels player like me, Tyranids player also like me, there's loads of cool stuff in there. You've got to get this if you want your Blood Angels to be on par with the rest of the Marines. It's not an expensive book. I mean, it's not massively thick, but there's some nice background fluff in there, stuff you probably already know, and a little bit more modern stuff. But the rules changes are great. The new stratagems are fantastic. The Warlord Traits are even better. I might even make my own Tyranid army. I mean, I've painted it colours that most people don't use anyway, if you've seen stuff on the channel. But yeah, definitely pick this book up if you're a Blood Angels player, if you want to be on par with the rest of the Marines. And regards Tyranids, Kraken's even stronger now. You know, you can get into that combat almost guaranteed. There's some really cool psychic powers out there. I think Nids needed some loving, and that helps. It's not a lot there, but enough to make your heavy weapons platforms like your monsters and things like that have an invulnerable save. It's pretty strong. It's only a 5-up, but it's better than nothing. How often do we get cover? Not very often. So when you see those last cannons from your Iron Hands coming at you, you're going to need those invulnerable saves. So this is a winner. Really, I was looking forward to this. Like I said, I pre-ordered it last week, and not disappointed. Check it out, guys. Pick it up. It's brilliant. And like I said, this guy, I can't flip and wait. I can't wait. So I was so close to making up my own version of him. Now he's come out. So I suppose it's better than me actually making it, and it happens. I've done that before. Right. Yeah, I'm listening to you, GW. I mean, I made a Canis Rex about a month before it came out. You've bugged my room. No, this happens a lot, I'm sure. Gamers happens all the time. But yes, check out this book. It is brilliant. Blood Angels are in a crazy place right now. So in turn 3, 2 additional attacks when you charge him. Red Rampage. No wonder the captain's gone up in points. With the Relic Hammer, quick math, I think he's doing 48 points of damage if all the attacks go through. And then, of course, you can spend the CP to attack again if you want. So, if they all go through, that's a dead night. Alright. Have a good day, guys.